I started by gluing my tumbling tower blocks together in sections of 3s. Once the sections were dry, I then glued them all together. And because the tumbling tower blocks are not all the same exact size, there will be little gaps, so I use wood filler to fill in those gaps and make everything smooth. And a sanding block just to smooth out the wood filler to make everything nice and smooth for when it's stained and painted. And I'm going to try to use a bit of this special walnut stain to see how I like the color. If I don't really like it, then I'll just cover it with brown paint, but I want to try the stain first. And I have many wood block cubes that I'll use as the feet to this tier tray. I then moved on to staining my top finial piece. I don't like the way the stain took, so I'm just going to paint this portion brown. Okay, now that the paint is all dry, it's time to move on to glue so I can really get this tier tray assembled. And finally, just to paint the feet to match the middle portion. And the next project is involving a bamboo cutting board as well and tumbling tower blocks. I'm just assembling them to see how I can make a handle for this and then glue them together with Gorilla wood glue. Dry now. What I'm going to do next is sand these edges down to make it look more rounded and less blocky, and so that it'll blend in better with the edges of the bamboo cutting board. Okay, get my hole to put my string through, and I've got this sanded down nicely. I'm going to go ahead and attach that. And then once this dries, I'm going to use one of these furniture markers. The oak, I think, will closely match the pretty color of this bamboo, and just color in this handle. Okay, I'm gonna let the wood dry, and then I'm gonna lightly sand it a little bit. Once the wood was dry, I added a bit of antique white and then a bit of elephant gray, just to go over and make it look like it was an older piece of wood, and for the handle to totally match with the body portion of the cutting board. And the final things I wanted to do was add the metal blessing to the front of the cutting board and add some greenery. I couldn't find my eucalyptus, so I'm using a frosted fern leaf. And for the final project, I'm making a cutting board chalkboard, and I'm using a wooden number puzzle from DollarTree. I used one of these earlier in the spring to make a cutting board centerpiece riser. These are really nice because the back is all wood. And first I'm gonna just start taping off the edges that will serve as the border for the chalkboard, and then I'll go in with my Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint and do a few coats. With all the tape removed, I moved on to staining all the remaining wood with special walnut. The excess stain wiped off and everything fully dried, I finally moved on to just adding a simple twine bow just as an accent at the top. I'm extremely happy with all 3 of these projects. Please like and subscribe.